All right. So I just real quick want to touch on the topic of greatness and going for what we want. And involved in that would be the concept, too, of limitations and self-imposed glass ceilings. So I just want to point out that every single person is capable of what could be called greatness, and that there are infinite different flavors and varieties of greatness. And it really varies based on the person. What do we mean by greatness? What is greatness? It could be anything. It could be, just classic. I want to be a millionaire. I want to travel the world. I want security. I want a traditionally beautiful life, pleasant life. Great. That's greatness for you. Beautiful. Or it can be I want to die for the people that I love. That's greatness too, for sure. Finding a cause worthy enough to give your life, absolutely. That is a beautiful myth to inhabit. Or it can be I want to really transcend the world. I want to leave it all behind and find peace. I want to act as a sadhu or a monk. I want to wander the world with no attachments. That's greatness to me. Beautiful. Another incredibly poetic, beautiful myth to live. And there's no wrong answers, but digging into ourselves so that we're certain. What is this thing called greatness to me? What is success to me? And once we ask this question and sit with it for, I would say, days, weeks, years, a lifetime, actually, let the answer be fluid. Let it evolve. What is greatness to me right now? And then what is greatness to me next week? What is greatness to me in a year, 10 years? And allowing all of these explorations of success, greatness, to be okay. Because again, there's no wrong answers. We just have to be clear. Because in my mind, we are all embodying myth. No matter what, we cannot escape image, myth, metaphor, narrative, whatever you want to call it. In a sense, all of our lives are completely myth, narrative. In my mind, however, it's just that our myths lack creativity at this point. We just have a very spoon-fed, culturally conditioned myth that we are all living right now. This myth of normality, this myth of security, this myth of, what's the word? This myth of mediocrity. It's enough. Are you sure? Dig into your bones and ask that question. Are you sure this life is enough right now? And you could say yes. But you gotta know for sure. Ask that question. See what arises. Is it a feeling of contraction? Is it a feeling of who are you to ask that question? Just be curious. It's all valuable data. And if we have desire to really, again, shoot for greatness, shoot for success, whatever that means to us, what is stopping us? Is there any sense of limitation? Any sense of glass ceiling? Say, oh, this is greatness to me. I want to be a war hero, but I can't do that. I'm not smart enough, and I'm not really brave. I was like, second string football, running back, whatever the fuck, and just random ass excuses. And in a sense, when we say this, it could be, it doesn't even have to be in language. It could be more of a feeling like, nah, just like a contraction or like a dullness in the body. Like, nah, I'm good with just, 9 to 5 and get home and watch my shows and go to sleep and play with the dog. And, again, nothing wrong with that. I want to emphasize that. But again, digging into ourselves, asking at the level of spirit, of soul, that, hey, when we're dying, when we're on our deathbed, ask ourselves the same question. Is that all that I wanted? Or did I want to live a more exploratory style of myth, a more adventurous myth, did I want to take that road less traveled by? Beautiful Robert Frost poem. My dad loves that poem. But, and it's facts. When we take that road less traveled by, we are innovating. We're creating a new road. We're creating new paths. I think Carl Jung has a quote saying that if you're on a path, it's probably someone else's path. It's something along those lines. And just again, nothing wrong with, following a cookie cutter life. Not. Depends what we want. If we want that sense of security, sense of knowing, beautiful, do that. Beautiful, please. But if we want to, again, tap into ourselves to see, what do I authentically want? Do I really even want security? Or what role does beauty play in my life? Is that more valuable to me than the experience of security? Just asking these questions. Again, opening this up. Because this life will come and go. Like that. And the question is, what do we do with it? As Mary Oliver says, this one precious life we've been given. What will we do with it? And again, this whole talk is basically just about opening this question. What do we want to do with it? Do we want to be great? Do we want to explore this world and ourselves and the myth of experience here? The myth of agency, control over our experience, over our minds, over what we create. Whether we create a sense of expansiveness, a sense of confidence, a sense of wonder, divinity in ourselves, perceiving the self through a lens of divinity, perceiving the world through the same sacred lens. We are co-creating those experiences, and we can practice them to invoke senses of divinity, of sacredness, for instance. This is possible. Do we want to explore that in this life? Because we can. There's nothing stopping us. So, again, the primary point of this talk is just, what do we want? Do we want to be great? Do we want to be successful? Whatever that even fucking means. Do we want to live our myth? Do we want to snap out of the spell of solidity, of certainty, of conditioned experience, and open to the infinitude of potential that exists in every moment, in every life? Do we want to? Again, no wrong answers. That's another, buzzword of this little talk right here. No wrong answers. And I mean that. Because again, your desires are source's desires. And how can we question that? But just digging into, really be sure, what are these desires? And if I want to be great, am I limiting myself? Am I saying, that can't be me? And why are we doing that? Is it a sense of fear? Fear of failure? Fear of being vulnerable and taking these chances? Because when you're shooting for what you want, it's vulnerable. You're putting your heart out there and being like, I hope this is enough. I hope I'm enough to make this dream a reality. And that's vulnerable and scary. Because guess what? If it doesn't happen, shit's going to hurt. That's life. If I make a move on a chick, theoretically speaking, and she's not into it, damn, kind of awkward, kind of hurt. I don't know what the deal was. Anyways, taking chances is inherently scary. That's life. Leaving a job for a new job is kind of scary. So I'm leaving what is known for the unknown. And it could be painful. There could be discomfort involved. And then asking the question, is that okay with me? Am I comfortable with discomfort? Because if I am, we're reducing our resistance to such an experience. And when we do that, the experience, the intensity of it drops quite a bit. As Shinzen Young says, our experience of suffering is pain multiplied by resistance. So when resistance goes down, the experience of suffering also goes down. So again, just applying this to life and then seeing what happens. Seeing how we can then relate to an experience of discomfort. To not let fear tether us. To not let fear keep us in a contracted place where we can't freely expand in the way that Source wants us to. These desires, again, they're gifts. They're a compass. They're sacred. They really are. When we open to them, we are being guided. If you want money, great, go for it. No wrong answers. But then, Source wants money at that point. Cool. But once it gets the money, you might find, the money can only make me actually so happy. Great. Now what? What about searching for beauty, searching for sacredness, searching for reverence, searching for a way to give back all beautiful desires. I mean, again, no wrong answers. So, yeah. Do we want to be great? What does that mean to us? What's stopping us from being great? Are there limitations for us? And are they real? Because from the lens of emptiness, no. Nothing is, objectively speaking. We are creating experience through concepts, through narrative, through belief. When I believe that there's a glass ceiling, I construct one, and it's really there. In the realm of appearance, it really is there, and it will really limit you. And if I choose to not construct a glass ceiling, say, I think I could be as great as I want. I could literally go to the moon. I could do whatever I want. I could be the next Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? There's there's an element of God-given talent, but also practice. What's stopping you from doing what he did? 8 hours a day in the gym. It's just time. It's just he knew he wanted to be great. So, opening to desire, not stuffing it down. A desire for living our myth. And then, again, in this conversation, there's an emphasis. There has to be an emphasis on an understanding of emptiness, which I talk about in many videos. Probably my best explanation is, I think it's like emptiness, like who cares? Or what is it and who cares? So this is a Buddhist concept, but it's basically that there is no way that things are, there's no way that you are, there's no way that the world is. They're all empty. It requires our belief, our belief in order to construct a world, a sense of self. Limitations and the lack of limitations are all empty. So then it's up to us to choose. What do I want to construct? And I say this because it is kind of essential in this conversation to realize that there are no objective glass ceilings other than the ones that you create. There's nothing solid there, all empty. Tuning in to our narratives, just examining them. What are they? Are they limiting me? Are they? They might not be, but again, knowing for sure. And just seeing what we want. And this is where meditation is very useful, to slow down the mind, to see these things clearly, to tap into different levels of subtlety of awareness, to see where are the limitations, because they might not be obvious, actually. They might be very conditioned. They might be held very deeply, conditioned from parents, from culture, from friends, just everybody. A lot of people have these limitations. You might know friends who, I couldn't be that great. No, I'm not going to move out of my hometown ever, even though I don't really like it here. And yeah, those are self-imposed. And yeah, this is just, again, opening a dialogue with yourself. What do we want? And how do we get it? And what's stopping us? My name is Ben. And, thanks for watching.